Hi guys, welcome back to Debbie's Collectible Dolls, and I'm here to do a tag video for a change. I'm still going to do Theme Thursday this week or weekend, let's face it, but I haven't had a chance to change any babies yet, and I've just had dinner and I'm sitting digesting it, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have 10 minutes. I'm gonna do a video because I can sit and do the video. So I've decided to do Suzanne's tag, and I've got Diana here. She is the Vincent sculpt by Nikki Johnson. I'll put my dummy out for you. There she is. There's my little bean. Yeah, she's joining me for this tag. She's wearing this sweet little onesie that came with my new silicone cuddle baby from Jean at Jean's Dolls, and it fits her lovely. She's looking a bit pudgy around the tummy, and that's because she's wearing a reusable nappy, one of the cloth nappies, and it's too big. I really desperately need to get some of these reusable nappies for my preemie size babies because I just don't have any, and they're wearing the nappies that the normal newborn size wears, and it is just so big on them, and I can't find any preemie size ones anywhere. So I don't know what to do. I really don't want to put them back into the disposable ones. I do have some, but I'd rather have them in these cloth nappies. But anyway, I'm off the point. Yes, she's wearing this beautiful pink crossover onesie with little slightly darker pink hearts on it, and she's got some pink frilly socks here, and because it's much cooler today I put her in this cream knitted cardigan, really pretty. She came with this cardigan, and she's got some Winnie the Pooh scratch mittens on there. So that's what she's doing. She's just chilling there looking absolutely adorable, and I'm going to get onto the tag now because that's why I'm here. Suzanne was asking if you have any unusual keepsakes. You know, lots of people have souvenirs or memory boxes and things, but she says if you get anything particularly unusual, and I was thinking about this. I did come up with one thing that has been lost. I don't have it anymore, unfortunately. It still vexes me that I've lost it, because I wish I still had it to show you. So I thought, yeah, I'll tell them about that. But while I was setting up here, I thought of something else that I still do have as well, so I'll tell you about that as well. And what I have, it's a little cardboard box about this big, and I haven't brought it up because I can't open it. I've sealed it, but what's in it is after my 3 fur babies died, Tasha, my beagle, and Neelix and Cassie, my 2 cats, I would find little remnants of them around the house, like whiskers from the cats and claws and things like that. And I knew it was theirs because it was a long time before I got my newest dog, Faith, and I would put them in this little box. And so I have a box of little bits of those 3 sweethearts, and I could tell which hair was from which pet, because Neelix was very creamy coloured ginger cat, and so if I found any little cream hairs I would know they were his. And Cassie was a kind of tabby and ginger cat, so I would know her fur if I found a little hair somewhere. And Tasha's fur was very coarse texture because she was a hound, so I would know. So they're all in there together in this little box that I've sealed up, and I keep it on the window ledge with their ashes. So I have that odd keepsake of claws and hairs and whiskers that I found around the house, and on clothes that I hadn't worn for a long time and things like that. So that's probably the oddest keepsake that I still have. Now the other one is weird. It's a weird story. I bet he's shocked and surprised that I have a weird story. Let me just move this thing out of the way back here. Yeah, but I do. Another weird one. Oh dear. Many years ago now, I started having a problem walking. And no, this is not a knee cartilage one, Suzanne. I haven't had any knee surgery. But I started limping because I was having a pain underneath the heel of my foot. Not the back of my heel, but underneath. in the ball of my foot there. And it was a pricking sensation. It was very uncomfortable. I ignored it for a few days and I thought it would go away. But it wasn't. So I took a magnifying glass and started examining my foot. And there was what looked like a little white hair coming out of the heel of my foot. And I thought, well, this is odd, but that was exactly where I was getting this very uncomfortable pricking sensation that was making it difficult to walk. So I gave a little tug, and that really hurt. And I thought, well, I'll try it with some tweezers then. So I grabbed some tweezers to pull on this hair, and it was extremely painful. It wouldn't come out for a start. Like, I couldn't pluck it like an eyebrow or anything. It was not budging. And I would say it was probably about, maybe that length. It was just a little hair looking thing, and it felt like it was pulling something inside my foot, and I really didn't know what to do about it. So I put a plaster over it, thinking, well, maybe it'll just shift. And I went hobbling around for a week with this sharp pain, little stabbing pain under my foot, and it felt kind of like when you have a splinter or something in there, but it wasn't a splinter. There was no sign of a splinter. I don't know whether other people have a different word. We call them spells and splinters when you get a little bit of wood in there that you have to pluck out. So it kind of felt like, but a bit more painful. And after a week, I was fed up. I wanted rid of this weird pain. So I did what you often do when you have a splinter or a spell in your finger or something, and I sterilised a needle, and I thought, I'm going to dig this thing out because this is ridiculous. So I sat there, eyes watering, with a needle, and I started to hack away at this tiny little piece of my heel underneath my foot. And after some pulling with tweezers and stabbing with a needle, I managed to find, embedded in my foot, was this tiny little plastic white ring. It was like a donut shaped ring, and it was kind of flat. It looked like the kind of plastic you get when you use one of those 3D printers, that kind of a translucent white kind of ivory colour plastic, but it was very, very tiny, like really, really tiny. And what had been sticking out of my foot was what looked like surgical suture that had been wrapped around this little ring and then was protruding out of my foot. And it was the weirdest thing. Like, I have no idea how it could possibly have got into the heel of my foot. And I'm like, my goodness, I've been microchipped by aliens. I don't know what it was. I don't know how it got in there. I don't remember ever standing on anything. But I had this teeny tiny little white plastic flat ring in my foot with this little white plastic wire wrapped around it, and then it had a little it was tailing off and sticking out of my foot. And that's what it was. And I thought, I'm going to keep this because this is the oddest thing with a weird story behind it. So I'm going to keep this, and I can show it to people, this odd thing that I found, foreign body in my heel. So I put it in a little tiny, it was like a matchstick box, but smaller, and popped it away. And then years later, or not even years later, months later, I went back to have another look at it, and it was gone. So it must have fallen out there. It probably wasn't the most secure box, but it's gone, and I no longer have it, so I can't show you. But that was the weird keepsake that I had for a very short amount of time, but did carry around in my body for a while, and I have no idea what it was or how it got there. I must have stood on it somehow, but how it wedged itself into my heel without me feeling it at the time, or without it making me bleed, I have no idea. But that was the odd keepsake that I had and no longer have. And then the other one I still have, which is little bits of my previous pets. And I do have some of Tasha's baby teeth. Not Tasha's, Faith's baby teeth. She was the first dog that I had where I found the baby teeth, or the puppy teeth, because all the other dogs swallowed theirs, I think, or I vacuumed them up without noticing them. But I found a few of Faith's teeth, so I have some of Faith's little puppy teeth, which is kind of, well, I think it's sweet. Other people might think it's odd. And my mum, I know, used to collect my baby teeth when I was a kid, but I don't know what happened to them. They're gone. And she also had some hair from my first haircut when I was little. Again, don't know where that went. I'm so good at keeping things, so it upsets me when things get lost. But there you go, stuff happens. But there you are, Suzanne, there's my tag, and I will hopefully be back to do a theme Thursday soon. I just need to get someone into an outfit suitable. But here's my little one. You're gonna come forward and say hello. Ooh, there she is. Beautiful little girl. I forgot to put a white onesie under here so you can see a cloth body, unfortunately. There's my baby girl. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you there, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.